What's going on, all you wild rascals? Logan Myers back here for Cinephellas.com. Tonight I'm going to be talking about Promising Young Woman, directed by Emerald Fennell. This film has been talked about, been a buzz around this film for some time since Sundance. It's a very female-driven empowerment film, focusing on Carrie Mulligan. Huge fan of hers. I've been watching her career get better and better over the years. Huge fan of hers. She was in Drive, first time I think I saw her, and she was in The Great Gatsby. A lot of great films over the years. She's finally getting the recognition that she deserves. One of my favorite actresses, like I said, for a long time, and this is really focused on her. This film is really focused on Carrie Mulligan's character, Cassie. Something traumatic happens to her friend, and this is the aftermath. This is where she's at in life, really struggling, and it's all about revenge to all the people that really crossed her path and hurt her friend, back in med school. Basically, Cassie's character drops out of med school after this tragic and traumatic event happened to her friend, and she was done with all that, all the people, and she's working a really shitty job at a coffee shop. She should be working as a doctor, but of course she dropped out of that. Her parents are questioning their daughter's life and why she's doing the things she's doing. So early on in the film, we get to see Cassie hanging out at some pretty sketchy clubs. She acts like she's really drunk, but she's really trying to teach these guys a lesson. The guys take her back to their place, and she's all drunk, but she's really acting. She's not drunk at all, and they're trying to take advantage of her, get her drunker so they can end up, having sex with her. Cassie snaps out of it. She's like, "What are you doing?" And it really messes with the guys. Like, "You're not drunk?" No. So there's a lot of great actors, a lot of actors I haven't seen in a long time show up in this film. We see McLovin showing up. I haven't seen this dude in a long time, but he's one of the guys that takes Cassie home and learns a little lesson from her. And we get to see Bo Burnham. He's introduced as kind of the love interest. He went to med school with Cassie. He comes into the coffee shop to get his coffee and, sparks up conversation with Cassie talking about, how they went to school, why she dropped out of school. She was really smart. She had a lot of stuff going for her in her life, but it really had to do with what happened to her friend. They have a sort of relationship, I guess you can call it. In this film, it felt really forced, and I thought Bo Burnham and Carrie Mulligan didn't really have any chemistry. It just felt like it was forced. But I'll let that go because I do like Bo Burnham. He's a really great director. He directed 8th Grade. That was an A24 film that came out a few years ago. Other actors, actresses they introduced in the film. Adam Brody, huge fan of his. Loved him in The OC, and then I loved him in Shazam that came out a few years ago. Another shady individual that tries to take advantage of Cassie and finding out that she wasn't really drunk and she's teaching this guy a lesson early on in the film. We have Allison Brie is also in this film. She's been popping up in a lot of stuff, really great, fantastic actress. She's another one of the med students that went to school with Cassie. And Cassie is really trying to teach her a lesson too, in a really great scene throughout the middle of the film with them having lunch together and Cassie getting Allison Brie's character really drunk. And then other characters they introduced. We also have Connie Britton, huge fan of hers from Friday Night Lights, Nashville, bunch of movies. She plays like the dean at the college, and Cassie shows up throughout the film, really teaching her a lesson having to do with Connie Britton's daughter in the film, and really payback. So it's not just pointing at men in this film, it's also women or just people that are not really good people. And it really has to take a look at a lot of different people, men and women, of claiming they're nice and doing good things, but really at the end of the day they're not doing good things, and it's really hurting a lot of people. The look of this film is really beautiful. It's very vibrant. It has like a cotton candy kind of feel to it, vibrant with pinks and colors that pop out at you, and just the color palettes they use in this film are really great. I really love the camera work and cinematography in this film as well. I think they did a really great job of capturing a lot of beautiful shots of Carrie Mulligan's character Cassie and what she's going through as an adult and still trying to get past a traumatic event that happened to her 7 years prior to where they're at in the film, and her still trying to cope with everything and move forward with her life and be happy and not being this spiteful person that's seeking revenge on anybody that crossed her path. And I will say the third act is probably the best part of the film of what she does exactly, and it doesn't end as I thought it would. A lot of this film is very unpredictable, especially the ending. It's something I didn't predict. And what happens to Cassie's character and what she does to these guys. And what happens to Bo Burnham's character is not what you expect either. So I thought that was really great. There's a lot of great aspects about this film. I'm so excited and so glad I finally got around to watching this. Watched it with my wife over the weekend. Had a really great time with it from start to finish. And I really thought the directing was top notch as well. Emerald Fennell, not familiar with her work, but I loved what she did with this film and made it very unique and original. It's not just your normal revenge tale. It's very unpredictable. There's a lot of bad things that happen throughout the course of the film, and also seeing these two characters being Carrie Mulligan's character Cassie and her boyfriend played by Bo Burnham. And I think that was probably one of the negative aspects of the film, just them trying to be this relationship, be a couple. It just didn't work. I thought it was really forced, and Bo Burnham as an actor just feels really awkward and stiff and not really relaxed in the role. So I didn't really buy the relationship, but when they're apart, I thought their characters were really good and they kind of fleshed them out better. But when they're together, it just didn't work for me. Love the supporting cast in this film, like I was saying. You have McLovin returning, Adam Brody. You have Allison Brie in this film, a bunch of other actors that you guys are familiar with, especially if you guys have watched Veronica Mars. There's some actors from that TV show that show up towards the end. Supporting cast also, Cassie's parents, Clancy Brown, shows up. He's going to be the new villain in the upcoming season of Dexter. Been a huge fan of his. He's always such a good villain, but he does pull off, a performance as the father of Cassie's father. And his wife in the film is played by Stifler's mom from American Pie. So I thought there was a lot of great characters in this movie. And then also Connie Britton has a small part. Promising Young Woman is a film I didn't really know too much about. I just saw, glimpses of the trailer. Looked very vibrant. Carrie Mulligan kind of looked like Harley Quinn with the hair and everything. And then you find out what exactly that's all about, having to do with the ending of the film. Again, Carrie Mulligan, one of my favorite actresses in the business. And she absolutely deserves an Oscar nomination for this film. One of the best female performances of the year, for sure. And I'm hoping she actually brings home an Oscar for this because it's that damn good and showing her acting chops, and an actress that continues to grow throughout her career and getting better and better and better. Definitely the best performance in the film, standout performance compared to everybody else, but a really solid supporting cast as well. So that being said, I'm giving Emerald Fennell's Promising Young Woman a 4 out of 5 Carrie Mulligan hair pieces. So I'm interested in hearing your guys' thoughts on Promising Young Woman. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What did you guys think of that ending? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myers signing out with old Aunt Carrie Mulligan. Until the next movie review. Cheers!